Hey y'all, so it is the Purple Unicorn Perspective. I'm sorry I really haven't posted like that in a while. Honestly, I just really been going through a lot of things mentally. Um, I've been kind of just not myself lately, but trying to get back to being me and being healthy, and just take care of myself. So, one thing I want to talk about with healing, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to heal because I have a lot of past trauma, a lot of past hurt. As I talked to y'all first, my very first video, that I do have bipolar disorder and things like that, and I just have a lot of trauma from like childhood up into adulthood, up until now, in my early 30s. But one thing I want to mention is with healing, um, I feel like we need self awareness. That's the first step, I feel like, to healing. Or if not the first step, that's one of the main important steps with healing, because we need to be aware of ourselves. We need to realize what it is, what's the problem, what's going on, what's the issue, so that way we know how to fix it. Because you can't fix something if you don't know what's wrong. Um, I know it's one thing with myself that I want to change is that honestly, I lack empathy because of just being through so much what I've been through, um, with being hurt and mistreated, and especially by by both my children's fathers. They're very have very narcissistic behavior. Um, they're they're mean, and especially my last baby father, he's really mean, and he's cutthroat, and he doesn't really care about people's feelings, and he's always been like this, to be honest. Like, I've known him for years, and this is how he's always been. And honestly, my first hurt and heartbreak really was my first children's father. So after that, it just changed me, and I really turned into a savage, honestly. And I stopped really caring about people's feelings. And I just really had this attitude of, like, a lot of times, you know what, I just don't care. I don't care. Like, you can't hurt my feelings. And I think it's just because I put this shield up and this wall up so that way I could not be vulnerable. Because when I made myself vulnerable, all I did was get hurt. And I didn't want to be that way. And so now I just lack empathy, and I'm very sometimes kind of harsh, and sometimes I'm kind of very mean. And what made me realize that was how I was talking to somebody, and I just was talking just really not nice, just really rude. And he had said to me, he's like, "How would you like it if I called you that, or I said that to you?" And I was like, "I don't care. That ain't gonna bother me." And I had to think, like, you know what? Just because it's not gonna bother me doesn't mean it doesn't bother him. Doesn't mean it's not gonna bother her or the next person. So that really made me realize, you know what? I really lack empathy. I don't take other people's feelings into consideration, and I don't want to be like that. Because just because something might not bother me, it might bother the next person, and it's just not okay. It's not okay to treat people like that. They always say hurt people, and that's one thing in my healing that I need to personally work on, is being more empathetic and not hurting people, and watching my mouth and watching the things that I say and what I do, because people do have feelings at the end of the day, even if I don't have them same type of feelings, but they do, and it's just not okay to act like that. So that's all I got for y'all. That was just my thought on and my perspective on things. If you like, I'd like you to like. If you want to leave a comment, that's fine. Leave a comment too. And as always, if you could subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. But until next time,